Namaste ji, Sat Sri Akal ji. Thodi apni aate thale show lake aayi hain. And in today's special show, I have brought with me a very, very special guest. He's not only an architect and planner, but he's a practicing architect and planner. And this is something completely new for you and for our viewers, especially for our viewers who are thinking of investing in India. So I'll introduce our special guest today, who's an expert, who's an architect and planner. Welcome to the show, Mr. Yuresh Sinha. Welcome to the show and welcome to our studios as well. So Yuresh, tell us a bit about your background. You know, you're an architect, a planner, and this is not something that all Asians think of doing. The first thing that you think of doing is accounts, or you want to be a good lawyer, or you want to be the best accountant. So why architecture? What was it about architecture that...
Yeah, actually that's a good question because when I passed out of school, then there were only three professions which were, in the mind of the public. One was, either a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. So architecture was not such a well-known profession. And now, of course, it's a very important profession, but earlier it wasn't so well-known. Sure. But I had a bent of mind where I was artistic, I would paint a lot, and yet I had an engineering interest in my studies. So architecture is a profession which combines these two diverse talents. That you have to be artistic, you have to be imaginative, and at the same time you have to be engineer at heart. So this combination, the reason I joined architecture was that I found that both my talents I could satisfy through this profession.
Sure. I mean, you're a planner as well, so what does that include? What does that include?
Actually, designing the built environment has many levels. One is of being an architect, where you have a plot of land and you make a building on it as per the requirements of the client.
Right.
But a planner is a person who looks at the wider canvas. He'll look at maybe a city, or if not a city, then he'll look at a few hundred acres of land.
Sure.
So a planner is a person who looks at the slightly broader perspective.
Okay, so you look at the bigger picture.
We look at the bigger picture as a planner.
And I can see from your past that you've had over 20 years of experience. Now that's almost 2 decades. It's not a short amount of time. What is it during those 20 years that kept you going and made you think, this is my field and this is what I really want to do? Where did that love and that passion come from?
Actually, I was born in Delhi, and Delhi is a place where there's a lot of ancient medieval architecture all over the place.
Sure.
Delhi consists of 7 ancient cities, and the remnants of those cities are there all around us. And it is really beautiful. The architecture is beautiful, it's very inspiring. So when one sees that, so one gets inspired to create something, and architecture is something when you create a building, it lasts for a long time. So it's like you make your mark on society.
Yeah.
So those are the initial aspirations that I had when I started this profession. And as I have, carried on with this profession, I really like it because you create a built environment. You create a space where a person can be comfortable in. For anyone to achieve anything in life, the first thing that he must have is peace at home.
That's it.
And so to create a right built environment, then the right office environment, these are very important things for society, I feel.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, I like the way that, you already, from the very start, you had this idea of turning a house into a home, making something livable and habitable. This brings me to my next question about why we're here today. Okay. A lot of NRIs at the moment are thinking of investing. The UK banks are actually collapsing. The markets over here are not doing too well. There is some money, but not much because of the recession, and people are looking to invest in properties. But in the past, so much has happened. There's been so many rogue builders and fake projects, but people have lost a lot of money. Now, you do something that help people in that field. So if somebody's looking to invest, how does your company, or how do you help them?
Actually, I came to the UK recently, and when I spoke to various people of Indian origin, it was quite a revelation for me that there's a lot of misunderstanding, there's a lot of fear here about investing in real estate in India. And the fear, I cannot say is unfounded. There is a genuineness to that fear. And So I thought that, somehow the misunderstanding, this gap in the understanding should be bridged.
Yeah.
Because if you do invest in India in the real estate sector, and if you do it in the right way, then suddenly you have a very good option, very good returns on your money, and it's you're creating something back home. Indians and people of Indian origin have their hearts there, and so if they are able to invest in the real estate, they'll get very good returns. But it has to be done in a proper manner. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of rumor. There's a lot of reasons why there's a mistrust.
Definitely.
So I'm hoping that I've been speaking to a lot of people, and I've been trying to dispel that
fear.
That fear.
Because a lot of people, they invest their hard-earned cash,
Yes.
so much money they invest into certain projects that people have told them.
Yeah.
And then you hear horror stories where the builders have moved in themselves, or you go to India like a few years later and you see that someone else is living in your property and that person doesn't even know who you are. There's been a lot of horror stories like that. Now tell me, in your 20 years of experience, you must have seen the best case scenario and the worst case scenario of NRIs investing in India.
Yeah.
Tell me one of the worst case scenarios that you've come across.
So the worst case, unfortunately, one is seeing that a lot of people, including the big, I'm seeing a problem now with the bigger builders. They come here and they advertise their dream flats, and these are large projects. They look very good on paper.
Yeah.
And they promise a lot of things, like they promise a time-bound construction plan. They talk about amenities that they will give in those projects, and these are very large projects. Some of them are having 1,000 flats, 500 flats, all over, Noida, Gurgaon, all these places. In 99% of the case, these promises are not met. The good builders will meet them, but they will take a much longer time.
Sure.
But there are a lot of builders who will collapse, who will go bankrupt, and who promise things on paper.
Yeah.
And the brochures look very good. And for the NRIs, the biggest problem is that they see this paper here, but they don't know what's happening on the ground.
Exactly.
So this distance is misused by people.
Definitely, because even if you say an average person would get maybe a maximum of 2 weeks holiday, at one time.
Yes.
So I think that is something that's very much misused, because you go there, you're looking at your property and it's like, oh, they'll show you tomorrow, the papers are missing, someone's not here today, so-and-so's out of office. So they'll make 100 excuses, but then your time runs out and it's time for you to come back to the UK.
Yes.
And that makes it really difficult. But through your company, you've helped a lot of people invest in India in the right way.
Right.
And a lot of people actually have seen the returns very quickly.
No, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and what's the fastest return period that people have seen?
I've seen that in the 10 years that I have been in Gurgaon, I have had a practice for 22 years. 12 years I was in Delhi, and then now for the last 10 years I've been in Gurgaon, and I've done about 300 projects there.
Yeah.
Ranging from houses to group housing societies, and I've done the entire range, factories, industrial projects, everything I've done. What I've seen is that there's a return of 20% compounded growth per year for the last 10 years. And I'm talking about the lesser growth. There are people who are, the investor who is able to invest in the right project is able to make his money grow 5 times, 6 times in 5 years, 10 years.
So 20% is quite a lot.
It's a lot.
So if somebody was to say invest 200,000, which is the price of average starter person's home in this country, what sort of returns are we looking at?
We're looking at these returns because in my own case, I bought a plot 10 years ago, and I have made about 22% returns on it. And I'm not trying to attract people with the returns.
Sure.
This is pretty safe because you buy something which is legal. You buy something which is perfectly straightforward. And if you're able to do the right thing, then you have a return like this.
And when you buy something, like say if I was to come to your company and wanted to buy something, would that land or be in a builder's name? Would it be in your name?
I'll tell you, the whole thing is like this. There are 3 options that a typical person, whether an Indian or a person of Indian origin, he faces. There are 3 kinds of things he can do. One, he can go for these large builder projects, these group housings, which a lot of people have invested in. But this, unfortunately, is become the least reliable option. because the timelines are not met, and the builders now, the big builders, they have put such a premium on their properties that if you invest any money, you will not see any appreciation for maybe a period of 10 years.
Yeah.
So that is the first option. This was the usual option that people took, especially in the UK. But now this option is certainly fraught with a lot of dangers.
Yeah.
The second option is that you can go to a builder who is doing plots. So, and they buy the plot in their name, they make these floors and then they sell it to you.
Okay.
And in many cases, the project is ready to buy, or it would be ready in 3, 4 or 6 months.
Okay.
So that is also a very good option today. The only thing is, since the builder owns the plot, the pricing that he gives you is at a premium.
Okay.
So this is the second option. And the third option is, the one which I am now suggesting to people, is that don't be scared of India, come there, buy a plot of land in a regular colony, by regular I mean completely legal place, and design and build it, and then you can rent it out. And my company, for example, we do this, we give end-to-end service to people who want to do like this.
Sure.
And this there's a safety to it in the sense that the plot is owned by the investor. We will not own it. The investor owns it. So at every point, he's completely safe.
So from the very start, on all the legal documents, the paperwork, it will be the investor's name.
Yes, it will be in the investor's name.
Okay.
Because we want, I realize and I feel a little sorry about it that people have a mistrust for India. And India is a place where the maximum growth is taking place. And if you're so scared of India, then you will not be able to avail of this opportunity, which is there.
Yeah, I think the biggest fear is not India itself, but it's the NRI's rights in India. You know, the biggest fear is when, like, जब लोग यहाँ से इंडिया जाते हैं तो वो देखते हैं कि उनके